Good morning, my name is Nicola. Welcome to our coffee run for this morning. Hope you're all fabulous and awesome. Today is Thursday, so it is advice day today, and I wanted to talk with you about the launch process and some of the pitfalls that tend to happen when people get all really excited about what it is that they're creating and producing, yet nobody seems to buy. So one of the things that tends to happen, you might build out a new course or a workshop or even a book or something like that that you want to sell, and you'll do some social media posts about it. You might do some emailing about it, and it kind of can become really disconcerting and discouraging when nobody seems to buy. So I wanted to take you through the thinking that needs to happen when you're looking at launching a new service or something like that, particularly from an online perspective. So I want you to be thinking that your launch timeline goes for about 10 to 12 weeks. That includes the marketing part, it includes the selling part of it as well, but really it takes 10 to 12 weeks for you to be able to work through a process. So what happens is, in the first 4 weeks, we need to be doing what's called pre-launch. So we are not selling anything. We are not saying, hey, go to this sales page, go and register here, go and do this, that, and the other. The first 4 weeks is all about gauging the interest of people out there in your audience and in your marketplace. So the first 4 weeks, what you'll be doing is a content bombing is what we call it. So you're going to do a content bomb. So we're looking at blogging, we're looking at more posts, we're looking at doing live videos or other videos that you've pre-recorded. You're looking at really increasing your level of activity around your topic. Now, here's where it becomes really, really imperative that you follow the timeline. In this part of the timeline, so the first 4 weeks, we've got the end goal in mind, being that you are going to sell something up at this end of the timeline. Yep. So in here, your course, your program, your workshop, your book, whatever it is that you're doing needs to be solving problems for people. So everything that you're doing in the first 4 weeks needs to relate to what you're going to be selling. So if you're selling a workshop that is all about freeing up time and reducing procrastination, then everything that you do in that first 4 weeks of your pre-launch timeline has to be around connecting and engaging with people on this particular topic, right? So it is no good though, just putting up a whole bunch of posts and doing all of this type of thing. What we really need to be doing is building up a list of people who are interested in that topic. So how do we do that? Well, the first thing you're going to do is think about something that you can give away for free that relates to this topic. Okay, that's going to lead them on a journey and end up having them buy this thing. So it might be that you create a 4-part video series. It might be a series of checklists or templates or self-audits, or maybe it's an audio series that you're doing. But with your content bombing, what happens is we go and position out lots of pieces of content with lots of calls to action. So, hey, if you want to learn more about this, then join me in my 4-part video training series. Now, what then happens throughout that time, so over the next 4 weeks, we're going to be building up an email list that is specifically geared around this particular topic. If you already have an email database, you still want to be putting something else out to them that gauges their interest in what you're talking about. Okay, so this serves 2 purposes. Number 1, it answers the question for you, is my audience interested in this? And should I spend the time creating this thing that you're trying to sell? Because if you find out through pre-launch that nobody's really interested, then you probably don't want to launch the program, product, or workshop or book. Or maybe you do, a book is a bit different. But if it's a workshop or an e-course or something like that, we've got to make sure that there's enough interest out there, first of all, before you go and create it, before you invest the time, money, and energy in putting something together that people might not even want or need. So this helps you to get a really good feel for your audience and find out where they're at. Then what we need to do, we can't just give them, hey, here's this thing, and you've got them in this email list, and then kind of leave them to it and then go, okay, now buy my thing. It doesn't work like that. So what we need to do through weeks, probably like week 2 through to about week 8, maybe week 7, we need to be emailing that set of people a series of strategic emails that are all about building relationship, building rapport, maybe offering them other free hints, tips, pieces of advice, motivation, inspiration, talking to them about what's really going on and what's really important. In that part of the process, you can start seeding or mentioning the fact that you've got something coming up that you'll let them know about soon. You're putting together a new workshop and you're really excited, but we're not going to talk about that yet. We're just going to keep moving through with this stuff, right? Then we get them all excited. We keep them engaged. We keep them interested in reading or listening to what it is that you're talking about. And then we start to sell to these people. Now, typically what happens is that people go, all right, I'm going to content bomb over here, and then I'm going to throw up a sales page and people are going to buy because my stuff's awesome. Now, here's the kicker. If you go and position a sales page out to someone, then your conversion rates on that are going to be really low. To put this into perspective, the best copywriters in the world, I'm talking Jay Abrams, Dan Kennedy, Harlan, like some of these are the most amazing, brilliant copywriters convert between 1% and 3% on a sales page. Everybody else, if it's really good copy, we're probably looking at converting at about 0.1%. If you're going from, hey, does this sound like you, to, hey, buy my stuff, right? Because they're not pulling them through any level of engagement or any kind of real buy-in process. Whereas if you are building up that list of people and you're adding value, if you get them on a webinar, you're more likely to convert at 20% of the people who are on that webinar into buying your thing. That's the stats that I've been able to generate, my clients have been able to generate. So the conversion rates, even if it's 10%, it's still like 100 times more than if you go and just say, hey, this is the thing, and then, hey, buy my stuff. Like there's a whole disconnect in your launch timeline. Now, this is why most people don't get new people enrolled in their new course, because they haven't got that timeline sorted. They haven't built relationship. They haven't built enough pain in there to help them to see, help your audience to see that this thing that you're about to sell is actually going to fix all of their problems for them in relation to that topic. Okay, so base your launch timeline on a good 10 weeks. And then we break that up into pre-launch, which is your content bombing. Then we need to start building the list, okay, which is still in a bit of pre-launch. And then we're getting into the launch process, which is where we're like, okay, like the cart's open. You've got 2 weeks to register. We're doing this. Or because this is the first time that I'm running this program or this course or this workshop, I'm giving you 10% off if you register before Friday night. Build in some scarcity. Build in some urgency around why someone should buy from you now rather than putting it off until the timing is right or until you do it again. All right. So be aware of the launch process. Don't be discouraged or disheartened if people aren't buying from you straight away when you go and put up your posts, because the reality is for you to make one sale, even if you convert at 1%, you need 100 people actually looking at that sales page, right? Actually looking at it, reading it, engaging with it and going like, yeah, that's really me. Yes, I want in. So there's some statistics for you. That's the timeline process. Just make sure you build that in with what you're doing. And I know that you'll kick it because you're great at what it is that you do. My name's Nicola. I'll see you tomorrow for the coffee run, which is all about celebrating. So let me know, what are you celebrating? What are your biggest insights and your biggest wins from this week? I'd really love to share them with you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.